Hello, you lovely lots. How are you? Welcome, and if you're new to this channel, my name is Sarah. You're very welcome, or welcome back. How are you all doing? I pulled a card this morning, an Isis card, which was Divine Destiny, Path of the Divine Warrior. And it was speaking into the part of us that knows what we're here for and always pushes us in that direction. So it's kind of beyond our conscious mind. It made me think about all the times that I have been divinely guided away from something or someone. And this divine destiny speaks into the paths that we take that don't always make sense, but they're led by integrity rather than something superficial. It's the push from God that is a force we don't really understand. In other words, we don't know where it's pushing us to, but it pushes us away from something. It reminded me how my path has been pretty solitary in terms of spirituality, groups. I've been very guided over the years away from certain groups, right from 2018. A deep instinct that certain people groups weren't right. There was something inauthentic, and it was very much, even though I really desperately wanted to be part of a spiritual community, women's groups, I wanted to work with other people, I wanted to get going with my offerings and my career, and I could have had an opportunity within a group, and with other people, like from 2018 onwards, and it could have been to make more money, right? I could have made money out of it. But something was telling me no. And now I know it was my divine warrior. It's this energy. My divine warrior knows what I'm here for. It knows the bigger purpose, and it knows that I have to be in alignment with my integrity. And this, basically the divine destiny that I have, this energy has always come fiercely through and protected me at times when I've been wandering off my path, at times when I've been underestimating myself, undervaluing myself. And then if I look back even further, beyond the spiritual world, community and healing journey, look back across my life, my divine warrior has popped up and got me out of situations that could have potentially damaged me in some way or the other. So I'm going to pull some tarot for you, and we're going to ask about this course of divine destiny, because now what is happening in the ether, in the consciousness, in the collective, coming to a point of karma v dharma. We're coming to a point where a lot of karmic completion is happening, and we're now stepping into what it means to fulfill our dharma and our purpose, rather than coming here in this cyclical sort of existence where we're just playing through and working out karma. It's now like, instead of karma and fate, it's dharma and destiny. Connecting to the divine Holy Spirit, Christ Sophia, thank you so much for this beautiful day, for all that we are and all that we are not. I call in my benevolent guides and ancestors who love me unconditionally, spirits of Christ, surround this field as we open up to receive a reading for the collective, as we open up this thread of divine destiny, the path of the divine warrior. Beautiful. Okay, so to open up, we've got the High Priestess and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, the High Priestess is just straight in. Okay, the path of the divine warrior, the warrior-ess, the warrior within us. It doesn't matter whether we're male or female bodied. The divine destiny. And we get the High Priestess energy. And this energy is all about the very deep feminine, the very deep intuitive space of the imagination, our purity. a deep intuition, and our sacred knowledge. And really the divine warrior is the very core of our being. In other words, what I call the inner pearl. So it's that space within us that is anchored in our divine thread and the very deep feminine intuitive guidance that's present within us all. And that inner pearl of wisdom is connected to the divine warrior. It informs the divine warrior. And if our human isn't really listening to the pearl, then sometimes the warrior has to step through, right? So at the moment, we've got this very deep divine feminine energy of the high priestess. Now it speaks into sacred knowledge. Okay, it's number 2 of the Trinity. It's very, very deep magic. Very, very deep presence within. The space of the imagination. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is an earth energy. Pentacles is very much about our physical existence, wealth, health. And straight out from this beautiful, energy of divine destiny, sacred knowledge, purity, and the really deep feminine, we've got an ace and the Ace of Pentacles, which really speaks into prosperity, abundance, manifestation. But the ace is it's the core, it's the number 1, it's the conception, it's the very pure essence of the energy of Pentacles, which is the physical. It's wealth, it's health, it's everything that is in this physical realm. Okay, so this is a really beautiful opening here, Spirit. Thank you so much. And let's have a look, because at the moment we've got the collective here in this beautiful energy of the High Priestess. It's the beginning, it's new projects, it's creative manifestations, but it's also very watery space of the moon, the intuition. So we're sitting in this sacred knowledge. And we've got this newness, this energy of new opportunities, maybe financial ventures, prosperity, because the Pentacles is all about the earthly realm, health, wealth, abundance. So we're manifesting. Whoa, we're manifesting here, Spirit, right? Okay. Interesting. So we're in this beautiful, pure manifestation energy, which is basically what is, that's annoying, mate, what is driving, if you like, or stemming from this essence of divine destiny, which is now coming forward for all of us. Okay, so we've got the Tower. Now this is coming out a lot recently. It's coming out in a lot of readings. It's the energy of the moment. It's sudden upheaval, sudden change. It can be chaos, that kind of disaster energy. In other words, something crumbling that someone's like really finding a negative experience, but it can also be awakening, release, and sudden insight. So we've got a Tower moment here, which is the number 7 as well, which is also kind of tapping into the Ace of Pentacles, in the sense that it's like, it's new opportunities. You're manifesting something when we get to the number 7. But it seems to, I don't know, what are we saying here, Spirit? Is it relying on this sudden change from the Tower moment? The Tower moment I'm feeling in a very positive way in this reading. It's something that has to happen. Okay, it's something that we cannot resist. But we've then, interestingly, I've got the number 8. We've got an 8 of Cups, but in the reverse. Now that's quite interesting. I fear it could relate. I feel, interesting, I was just literally about to say, I feel like it's tied to the Tower. Because the 8 of Cups here, we could have like, Cups is all about love, relationships, emotions, water, and the 8 is manifestation. But it's quite skilled, directed, business-like kind of manifestation. But here we've got the watery cups and the emotions, and it's in the reverse. So it's like it's indecision, maybe avoidance, fear of loss or fear of change with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So maybe we're fearing the Tower. Okay. So in the background, we've got Divine Destiny. We're essentially anchored in the High Priestess energy, and we're creating all these beautiful, abundant new ideas, maybe for wealth, opportunity, ventures here. But then there's a fear of change, and there's a tower imminent. Okay, we cannot avoid the towers. We can't. And what are we afraid of? Because a lot of the time we need the change moment, we need the collapse for something new to come through. Okay, so we've got the Tower here, Spirit, as something that needs to happen. So tell me about the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Tell me about that, Spirit. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in the reverse here. What is the resistance or the indecision to the Tower moment? Or is there a resistance? Like, what is this happening here that's a response? Or it could be with the Eight of Cups, it could be like that feeling of pulling out one more effort. So I've got the Page of Swords here, which is, Swords is all about thoughts, ideas. So we're coming out of the sort of watery energy into the air element. Thoughts, ideas, communication. So maybe it's saying here, whatever way we are perceiving, thinking about this Tower moment, and maybe a fear of change that's coming off the back of it, or some sort of uncertainty, avoidance, indecision. And it can feel it's feeling a bit confused. There's a Pisces energy here to this Eight of Cups in the reverse. So it feels a bit confusing. We get swept away in that feeling of confusion, fear, indecision, avoidance. So something here around that. But we've got the Page of Swords here to deepen into that, which is, the page energy is beautiful. It's really fresh, new, almost naive, like ideas, expansion. And with the swords, it's new ideas. Okay, it's mind, it's curiosity, thirst for knowledge and new information, new ways of communicating. And then I've got the Three of Pentacles, which is really about it's really about collaboration, teamwork, creativity. And it's Pentacles. So it's coming back to, we had the Ace. So there's another thread there. It's like there's something around coming together, maybe with other people, with the three, with new ideas. So it's maybe suggesting that we collaborate. There's some sort of collaboration, teamwork, something about building something with other people, maybe stepping into a bit more of an open collaborative energy with this new idea. That is, it's kind of present here with the Ace of Pentacles, and it's present here with the Page of Swords. So these new ideas, this is divine destiny. It seems to be coming through in the creative sort of thought process and ideas, and the mental energy. But it's also very much focused on worldly, material, our life, money, our health, how we feel. Okay. So got the Five of Swords out, which is air energy again when it's in the reverse. Okay, so the 5 is change. It can also represent freedom, but it can be change, loss, instability. And with the swords and the mind, it's that energy again that we've got around the tower here of kind of some type of mulling over. Maybe there's past resentments. There's the energy of change again, but some type of instability around that. And then we've also got the Three of Swords come out. Now the Three of Swords is kind of, it can refer to some type of emotional pain or separation or grief, some type of hurt or loss or lack of expansion within the triplicity, that the number 3, and also the swords. So around the mind. But because it's the 3, it's about creativity, it's about expansion, it's about growth. There could be some sort of loss here, some sort of mental feelings. There's quite a lot of focus here. There's something here where it's like, there's something in, I feel it like in the mind. But it has an emotional, there's something around loss, feeling like you're going to lose something in this tower moment, not really understanding, maybe holding on to the past. Interesting. So let's put those there for one moment and let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and we've got the Hanged Man come out. Now, there's a lot of pentacles here and swords, so it's like the 2 as well. It's like balance, duality, so it's almost like someone's juggling priorities there. Time management, maybe balancing decisions. You've very much got your eye in a way on some sort of prize. The Ace of Pentacles, it's like there's some type of idea or manifestation that really wishes to take shape constantly. That is being driven by the divine destiny. It's coming into alignment. Okay, your best place to be for that is the High Priestess energy. And there is a fluidity and a freshness in the thoughts. There's new ideas. There's a new thirst for knowledge. I feel like there's a part of you that's really opening up in a new way. And for the first time in a long while, feels really excited about that. Okay. So if you get an aligned opportunity for collaboration or teamwork, then definitely explore that area. And yeah, balance your time. Okay, just be aware of your time and how you're making decisions there. Okay. With the Hanged Man here, there is an invitation for a bit of pause. I feel like the Tower is inevitable. It's just something that's happening anyway to clear out of the way. But there's been a mental focus on it, or maybe a fear lurking in the background. Something's going to happen. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. I don't really know what to make of it. And there's definitely a little bit of emotional, maybe pain, sorrow, heartbreak attached to that. With the Three of Swords, maybe a bit of overthinking about it. But I feel like really it's just some kind of old fear of change. Maybe here with this, the Eight of Cups in the reverse. feels a bit like an old pattern. And there's an energy there of like pushing through, like, should I just try one more time? Maybe getting a bit, feeling a bit apathetic. I can't really be bothered, that kind of feeling. And it's linked in somewhere with some sort of emotional pain. Okay. And really what Spirit is asking you to do at this moment is pause. The Hanged Man is all about pause, surrender, and find a new perspective. Okay. It's really about allowing yourself to make space to find a deep insight that is already there. It's already within. The Hanged Man is, the 12 reduces to 3, so creativity, again, communication, collaboration, but it's like, it is about pause, surrender, and let go. I've got a bug in my hair, it's so itchy. Pause, surrender, and let go. So it's like whatever's going on here with the Tower, a possible upheaval, sudden change, release. So we've got a possible release there. And then we've got Spirit saying, let go. So the only thing that's stopping the letting go is whatever's going on here around the past. 2 cards in the reverse. 8 of Cups and 5 of Swords. Change. Past resentment. Trying. Maybe avoidance and a fear of change, fear of loss. And then some type of attachment here to emotional pain. Maybe to do with an other, something to do with the heart or grief, maybe, with the number 3. There may be a trauma or a bad association. I can feel like there may be a connection here. Something to do with this 3 of Pentacles. So in other words, Spirit's urging you to explore teamwork, collaboration, maybe. Building something in a different way. But I feel like there's an energy here of reticence and holding back. Because I feel like there may have been some type of heartbreak, actually, or suffering caused by linking, I don't want to use that, I don't know what word, what is this, Spirit? Association with another. So whatever you're holding back for, is it something that somebody else has contributed to? In other words, I trusted somebody in the past. So then I've got into a mindset of I do everything myself from now on. And now there's some type of surrender here with the Hanged Man that's being asked for when we want to move forward in this beautiful High Priestess energy with this new opportunity or abundance that we see here, or that we have, that we are intuiting. Ace of Cups, we're intuiting more creativity, more expansion, more love, manifestation, opportunities, new ventures, new ideas, thirst for knowledge, curiosity. Okay, so there's all new coming from the divine destiny, from the energy of the High Priestess. Then we've got this nudge from Spirit to build something, maybe by leaning into learning teamwork or collaboration. But there's some type of fear, avoidance and indecision lurking around a potential happening. Okay, so Spirit is saying go within. Go within and take some time to get some deep personal insight and look at things from a different perspective. There is advice here to balance your decisions and manage your time with the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so give me a little bit more information, Spirit, about these, around this loss, fear, avoidance energy, around these cards in the reverse that are maybe a response to the Tower, maybe a response to something coming in. Like, what do we need to know here? Show us what we need to know about this fear and these cards in the reverse. Well, we've got Death and the Magician. Okay, so this fear, essentially, it's an ending, it's a transformation, okay? There is something here which is just on its way out. You've got the Tower and Death in one reading. Now, neither of these are negative cards. Death is transformation. It's endings, beginnings, transitions, end of a cycle. It's Scorpio energy, and it's water energy. So it can feel a bit, a bit intense, a bit deep. It represents metamorphosis, okay? So we've categorically got there the confirmation that something is on its way out, okay? Resistance is futile, and really what you truly are is the Magician. That's your power. That's where your power lies. And this is where your focus. So if we go into a space of pause and surrender and really tune into the core of our being and who we truly are, we get to the power of our will. The Magician is about your will. It's number one of the Trinity. It's a very core magical frequency of God, expression of God. Like it's the foundation of the Trinity. It's the essence of creation, the essence of God. And in a human being, that force is your will. The Magician is the creational energy of all projects and creative endeavors. So you're being advised here to take a moment of pause and surrender, look at things differently. In other words, rise above to an acceptance that something is just dying out here. It has to go to make way. It's like a past part of us that always wants to make things better, or just goes over the past a lot. I'm hearing the word rumination, which is just really a habit, but it's causing a bit of resistance here around this inevitable change. So you've got some really beautiful cards here. You've got some very powerful cards, and ultimately it's advising you to go into the deep space, take the pause of the Hanged Man, and your essential and your essence is the High Priestess and the Magician. Okay, Spirit, let's get a card for the collect. What we don't see coming. Okay, so what we don't see coming for the collective here. Okay, so we've got the Chariot in the reverse, but really this could be like a lack of direction, a lack of true connection, or being anchored into the soul's thread. So that can come through as a lack of direction, lack of control, frustration. So this is asking you to be mindful, not careful as in, oh, be careful, but be mindful of the pure connection. When the Chariot is upright, it's movement, progress, action, but it's willpower in motion, but it's also the path of the soul over the head, over the mind. So it's when a being flies, when we overcome the mind. So in the reverse, it's suggesting to me that the thing to be watchful for is when we lose that discipline in the mind and we allow ourselves to go into the fear. We've also got the Knight of Cups in the reverse, which is interesting because that's quite a moody energy, overactive imagination. So the thing that we've got to be watchful for is within, of course. There's nothing without. So it's basically saying keep disciplined. Okay, keep disciplined. And maybe watch for a part of us which has a tendency to be, overactive in the imagination and then going into maybe negative states of mind, getting in a state of disappointment because we're anticipating that things haven't worked out yet. And it's quite a moody energy. The Knight of Cups is like an adolescent kind of energy. You've almost got like a teenage rebellious energy alongside a lack of discipline and direction and control as being the only thing. Maybe these are manifestations of the past, manifestations of a past part of you, or a way that you've always been in the past, or a tendency that you have, to get to in your head, maybe, to get a little bit, lacking discipline, and interestingly, we've got the Strength. So the thing to overcome this, strength, okay, and the Queen of Pentacles, which is the most nurturing, beautiful, divine, sovereign energy. Okay, so whatever's going on for you in the past that stems from the past, it's a potential block to the divine destiny, which even if you don't have a clue what that looks like yet, none of us do. We do not know what this represents because it's so much bigger. Only God and the Magician. We've got the first two major arcana cards here. You've got the Magician and the High Priestess. That's 1 and 2 of the Trinity. Okay. You got it all going on. You got it all going on. You know what you want. It's clear somewhere. It's in a clear conception, the Ace of Cups. You know how you want to feel. You know what financial opportunities and abundance you want and deserve now. Okay, you've got new ideas, thirst for knowledge, curiosity. You're anchored in a very deep sense of self somewhere. But what's happening is, at the prospect of all this upheaval and change and the Tower moment, which you can feel coming within your very, very intuitive being, there's an old reaction coming up. There's something, it's like an emotional version of the doom script. It's like this kind of thing that rises up in the body when we really truly think, that's it. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to create my dreams. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to be fully me. And then there's this some whole kind of self-saboteur that pops up from the past, that just wants to drag the past into the moment, feel hurt about something, and get moody, right? Spirit is advising you to tap into your innate sense, and this is so of the moment. This energy is fiery energy, it's Leo energy. Okay, the number 8. Strength is Yeah, remember your strength. Pull that out, okay? 8 is the number of power, strength, and control. But this is tapping into when it's really asking, you're really being asked to get comfortable in the space of reflection in this Hanged Man. Are you resisting giving yourself some time off? Are you resisting dropping into this space? There's so much powerful energy here. You've got aces, you've got High Priestess, you've got Page, the Magician, as well as a lot of Pentacles and Cups energy. Okay, you've also got the Queen of Pentacles. Chariot. There's so much power here on this table, okay, but there's a little part of you that is freaking out about the Tower moments and what has to die. Understand that death is metamorphosis. It has to happen for the new beginning that you've asked for. Like, you've got Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. This is new opportunities for love and wealth. Okay. And Spirit is trying to guide you here how to bring this in. We're not bringing in new opportunities for love and wealth. Okay. When we are in an energy of our mind, of disappointment, of moodiness, of indecision, drifting around, past resentments. Okay. So all of that energy there. To see the truth in that and to come into either your own peace resolution or just come up and over it and shift that out the way, shift that mofo out, okay, that fear into a pause space. Do not resist this. You're safe, and all you will find in that space is your own strength. Like, bring forward the passion of your new ideas, the thirst for your knowledge, okay? You have this beautiful creation inside of you. However it wishes to come through and how it looks is kind of irrelevant. You've got a divine destiny. So pull on the passion for that. Strength card is fiery. It's influence. It's inner strength. Okay, so in the space of the Hanged Man, you're going to find your strength. And then you're basically flying, like you are the Queen of Pentacles. You're nurturing, you're practical, you're so self-sufficient and self-confident and sovereign. That's literally like, you've literally got Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess and Magician energy. Okay, so it's all here. It's all here. Recognize and acknowledge that your divine warrior has always been present and is always working for you. You are already halfway there. You're tapping into the energies of the Magician, the High Priestess. You've created new ideas, manifestations, okay? Your advice is to balance your time and priorities here with the Two of Pentacles. To go into a pause space within where you can gain deep insight, okay, where you can facilitate the change and release that is naturally happening here with the Death and the Tower. You can view it differently in this pause space. You can connect to your pure Magician, manifestation, creational energy. You can come into the deep trust and divine feminine intuition with your High Priestess energy, and then step forward as the Queen of Pentacles, which basically, she knows how to nurture herself. She is manifestation queen. She's wealthy, she's abundant, she's in full health. That's like, it's wishes fulfilled. And it all comes from this very deep acknowledgement of your inner strength. So have compassion for yourself and don't be afraid to go into that beautiful solitude of quiet reflection and draw forth everything that is within you, because all of your strength and your innate capacity and this divine destiny which is happening, that is all much, I'm seeing like a huge wave that is so much stronger than your doubt, fear, and or past parts, you know. So yeah, path of the divine warrior, you've got this. So I trust that serves somebody today. That's your reading for today. I just felt called to the cards. If anything resonated or you enjoyed, please hit like, subscribe. If you feel like any of my content or readings would help somebody else, if you know somebody's struggling, you feel like they just need a safe space, a safe harbour, some higher consciousness conversations so they don't feel as alone, then please do share this channel, because that's what this space is for. Okay. I'm sending you all so much love. Remember, you're the magician and your divine destiny is underway. I love you. Until next time.